Back. This is a story called How to Be Lucky. This was a TV show that I saw many, many years ago. It was about a group of researchers in England who decided to figure out why certain people are lucky and certain people are unlucky. So they put out an ad and they asked people who consider themselves to be lucky and people who consider themselves to be unlucky to respond to this ad to participate in this experiment. They had 10 people. This was in England, in London. 10 people who identified themselves as lucky, 10 people who identified themselves as unlucky. And they put these people through a series of tests to try to determine what it is that makes some people feel like they're lucky and some people who are unlucky. And I'm going to tell you about one experiment that they did that blew my mind. They had all 20 people in a classroom. This is on a university campus in England. They're in a classroom in a building doing some paperwork. It doesn't matter, irrelevant what they were doing, filling out some paperwork. They were given instructions, the 20 people in the class were given instructions. When you're done with this paper, get up, walk out of the room, go to the end of the hall, leave the building, go outside, walk to the next building, next door, right? And go into that building to classroom 3A, and then we'll continue with our other exercise. What the 20 people didn't realize was this was actually a test. Okay, I'll explain to you what happened. As people finished their paperwork and headed out the building, the researchers put a pound, which is like $1 in England, a pound note on the ground, okay, along this footpath. There was a footpath that had been worn down from people walking between these two buildings. They put it on the ground and then they hid in the bushes, all right, and they watched what happened. As the people were finishing their paperwork, one at a time, they would go past this footpath, they would go along this footpath, and either they would see the pound on the ground and they would pick it up, or they wouldn't see the pound on the ground and they would continue to walk to the next building and leave it there. And they observed all 20 people. The results were astounding. Here's the results. Of the 10 people who considered themselves lucky, right? The 10 people who said, I'm a lucky person, every single one of them, all 10 of them, saw the pound on the ground, picked it up, and put it in their pockets. They didn't know this was an experiment. They just thought this was, somebody had randomly dropped money. All 10 of the people who considered themselves to be unlucky did not see the pound on the floor and walked into the building without the pound. So what do we learn from that? What I determined, I don't know what the researchers made of it. What I made of it was, if you want to be lucky, you have to be observant, because these people were obviously observing their surroundings, and that's why some people, I'm sure there are other reasons as well, but in my mind, people who are, if you want to be lucky, be more observant. And that's the story of how to be lucky. Don't forget to read my book, Broccoli Time by Dante, available now on Amazon Books.